Donald Trump is back to waving threats at Canada, but this time talking about 100% tariffs if we move ahead with what he thinks is a duty-free trade agreement. Except, it's not duty-free. Duties already apply both ways. So what is this really about? Power, pressure, and reminding Canada who he thinks is in charge. Canadians have already shown what unity looks like. We pulled back on U.S. travel. We cut back on American wine and spirits. We redirected our spending, and it worked. So the question now isn't can we do it again? It's how far are we willing to take it? Premier Doug Ford says Canadians should boycott Chinese EVs because they threaten our auto industry and because of so-called surveillance concerns. But really, how can he not know that our smartphones are tracking everything we say and do? And the real, immediate threat to Canada's auto industry isn't China. It's the United States and a president who keeps saying,
they need it because we don't need Canada product. That's the thing. You know, I want to be a nice person, but we don't need. I want to build the cars here, not in Canada.
So let's put that claim to the test. If the U.S. truly doesn't need Canada, then they won't mind if Canadians stop buying American-manufactured vehicles. Instead, buy vehicles made in Canada, vehicles assembled here by Canadian workers, supporting Canadian supply chains and Canadian communities, because talk is cheap, but markets listen. The U.S. exports roughly $140 billion worth of vehicles, and the majority of those exports go to Canada and Mexico, not the rest of the world. That tells you something. Our purchasing power matters far more than we're led to believe. And here's the part almost no one wants to talk about. BYD already operates a manufacturing facility in Ontario, building electric buses. Instead of engaging with them and saying, if your vehicles sell well here, let's talk about expanding Canadian production, Doug Ford dismissed and disrespected them outright. That's not protecting Canadian industry. That's shooting ourselves in the foot. So here's the real question. Are Canadians ready to boycott American-made vehicles the same way we boycotted U.S. travel, wine, and spirits? Because if we did, we wouldn't just be making noise. We could reshape an entire industry. Canada is a mid-power, but we are not powerless. Unity is leverage. Spending is strategy. And here's the wild twist. By making that threat, Trump accidentally proved Mark Carney right. When Carney warned that global powers would keep bullying mid-power countries like Canada, it wasn't theory, it was a wake-up call. Other mid-power nations heard it too. The message was clear: we don't survive alone, we survive together.
Great powers have begun using economic integration as weapons. Tariffs as leverage, financial infrastructure as coercion, supply chains as vulnerabilities to be exploited.